Hi, it's David Jones, Managing Director of Evans Jones Limited, and I'm here this morning to take the SoGlos 10-question challenge. For those of you who don't know, Evans Jones is a multidisciplinary practice, planning consultants, project managers, building consultants and access consultants operating from Cheltenham, Reading and Central London. Evans Jones is celebrating its milestone 50th anniversary. What are we doing to mark the occasion this year? First, I'd like to say I haven't been there for 50 years. Just to clarify that, I'm second generation, started by my father and the company was started by my father, Priest Jones and Eric Evans in 1972. So a great year for us and a great milestone. But it's not really about us. It's about our clients and our referrers and the great staff we have. So what we're doing in our 50th year is really celebrating all of those who've made it possible. So we'll be having various client and staff events during the year, culminating at the end of the year in a sponsored cycle ride for our two charities this year, who are Public Hearts Cheltenham and Great Western Air Ambulance. So 2 years on from the start of the pandemic, what are the key lessons I've learnt? Well, crikey, it's been an interesting 2 years, and the learning curve has been phenomenal. I think for me, communication, I thought we were pretty good at communication anyway, but I think where staff were home working, it really ramped up the need and importance of good and clear communication and regular communication. And I think identifying staff's well-being and how we really support and have supported staff during that period. I think from a business point of view, don't stop marketing. It would have been very easy for the business to have gone and hunkered under a stone and cut all capital expense, but we did the reverse and thought, how do we market in this new world? So pivoted to online and online seminars, and that's been very successful for us. What are the biggest trends impacting the construction industry in 2022? Well, it's difficult at the moment. There's a little bit of a perfect storm on inflation rising. I mean, we've seen inflationary pressures in the construction industry over the last 12 months, and that will undoubtedly continue with general inflation rising, but moreover, difficulty in supply of certain materials. Steel has been well recorded as a difficult item. A lot of it has been targeted to other developments or other parts of the world. Resource, I think across the board in virtually every profession, every industry. Moving on, question 4. In a previous SoGlos interview, you mentioned recruitment. Well, that's a coincidence, isn't it? It was a real sector challenge. Is this still the case? Well, refer to question 3, I think. Yes, it's still very challenging as a profession. I think my perception was that through COVID and home working, it may create more opportunities for us to attract staff to places outside of the main built-up areas of Bristol, Cardiff, London, etc. I think actually the reverse has happened, in that those employers within the big major cities are now looking at a much wider radius for their sort of employment when they're casting the net. So what we're finding is there are pressures from elsewhere for our existing staff, and where we're seeking new staff, the pool and search has been widened for all. Question 5, which current Gloucestershire developments are you most keenly watching? Well, one that I've been involved in is the new senior school at Leckhampton. If anyone's been past that recently, it's really taking shape now, and you can really see the quality of the build. Gloucestershire's first zero carbon school, so a really exciting project. But I think moreover, it's an exciting project for the county and for Leckhampton and the catchment area that school will be serving. I think beyond that, the MX project in the Minster in Cheltenham, quite an exciting and different project for Cheltenham, based on a sort of box park concept. So it'd be really interesting to see that come on stream later this year. And I think within Gloucester, the Forum and King Square and the university taking on Debenhams, I think those three combined just show a real financial commitment to Gloucester currently, and I think Gloucester's a place to watch for future growth. So moving on, what developments would you like to see come forward in the county? What are we missing? Well, I think looking at what we're doing elsewhere, particularly in Reading and London, we're seeing a sort of 100% rental model being built, and a lot of investment come in, some of it overseas from America, but some homegrown, where sort of large flatted developments are built with a concierge and a gym and a swimming pool, so great facilities, but all on a rental model. If you had to choose one Gloucestershire building to be demolished and reimagined, what would it be? Well, this one could be a little bit contentious. You wouldn't expect anything less, I'm sure. Cavendish House, I think, is there waiting for certainly repurposing, but probably demolition and rebuild. I think it's at such a pivotal point between the High Street and the Promenade, and I don't think it's serving Cheltenham particularly well currently, and probably not a building but a site, North Place car park. I think there's a huge missed opportunity there, where regrettably the value generated by the surface level car parking prevents the site coming forward for redevelopment, which is very sad, I think. What would you be doing if I was not the MD of Evans Jones? Yeah, that's a really terrific. I thought about this. I thought, well, surf instructor, cycle tour guide. But I think in truth, as I'm getting older, those become less appealing. But I've always been interested in psychology and why, and particularly sales psychology, why people take certain actions and why people buy. So I think certainly it would have started perhaps with a psychology degree and see where that would have taken me in a profession. And finally, question 10, keen cyclist indeed. What's my favourite route for a weekend ride in the county? Well, we are blessed with numerous rides, whether it be Malvern, the Cotswolds. I think my go-to currently is out of Cheltenham, Leckhampton Hill, Cobberley, Cowley, across to Bybury. Cup of coffee at the Bybury trout farm, then back through Northleach to Cheltenham. So beautiful ride, predominantly country lanes, just enjoying what is beautiful about this county.